Okay, this reading is about emotional clarity. Let's go ahead and get into it and take a deep breath together. And I just ask that we're grounded, present, and open to receive messages. There seems to be a lot of emotions peaking and, just going through a wave, and it could be just one emotion in particular, or it could be quite a few, but I feel like it's kind of like you're waiting for something to settle so that you can feel secure in being able to move forward quickly, but not impulsively. So what is this emotional wave about? Queen of Cups, Page of Swords, and Queen of Swords. So there's definitely a sense of needing to communicate with the Queen of Cups here. I feel like it's saying you're just trying to get a handle on being able to receive all the new information that you're getting. Maybe it's old information, and maybe it's information that you've been studying, something that you've been investigating, and this could be something that you've been looking at internally. So it's kind of like, all right, like when I'm ready to speak, when I'm ready to collect myself, you have the ability to be sharp, precise. And this isn't like, because like this Queen's energy, I feel like it's not something that's going to be said without tact and care. And most of all, like this message just is so important to you to get right and come from a place of love. And how would you, in a sense, like you're seeing it as like, how would you want to receive this kind of information? So what is the clarity you're waiting for when it comes to this emotional wave? Three of Swords, Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords. I kind of like feel that this message is like just for it to stop, just for the noise to stop, the chatter to stop, the fear to stop. This is all like, this is all very heavy mental energy, right? Three of Swords. There's pain, there's anxiety, there's fear, there's tons of different messages coming through. And like, so the clarity, for all those had that heavy mental energy, the clarity to come up is really just for that stillness to happen. So where are you at when it comes to feeling the stillness and with the heavy emotional energy? The Lovers and Knight of Wands. I think that's what you're moving into. It's just recognizing, like, also like that's where you've been. How do you feel the harmony and balance in your life right now? Kind of want to know why there's so much mental energy. Emperor, the Moon. There could be some rejection about what you're feeling, kind of not wanting to make a choice because you're not clearly able to see the whole picture. But the Emperor is kind of giving me this like stonewalling, I'm not gonna look at this. And so there could have been a lot that you have been putting off or not wanting to, in a sense, validate, acknowledge, respect even. And so I think that's, it's even why we're kind of seeing that the Queen energy that we were seeing is because it's like, it's trying to work through maybe some of that, just to say, a toxic energy that you were kind of displaying at a time because something was feeling too heavy emotionally, and that was the best way that you were able to handle it. All right, so let's go ahead and get a closeout for this reading. Page of Swords, Judgment, and Seven of Swords, the bottom of the deck. Another heavy mental energy. And it continues to be. I think this emotional wave is really about you facing a lot of truths that you've been holding back from yourself. And the pressure is continuing to be there. I think, you know, there's a sense is that you're not going to know what's on the other side of this wave unless you choose to communicate, unless you choose to speak or embody the energy that is honest with yourself and moves forward. You know, I just pulled up the Seven of Swords to look at it closer with you guys, and Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I mean, all of this is talking about communicating, speaking, and that's a part of the wave. I think being able to move through it and not bypass what you're thinking and feeling is just getting it out so that you can feel the clarity. Maybe it's about practicing it with other people. Maybe it's about saying it in a video or saying it in a message and then playing it back so you can hear yourself and hear yourself what you're really saying, so that when you are ready to say it and communicate it, there is that clarity that you're looking for. But you're not gonna really know what you want to say unless you start saying it. So there's a heavy emphasis on what way works for you to say what you gotta say, and that's why Page of Swords is here. Write it out, speak it out. And in this moment of you maybe practicing getting it out, don't get hung up on what everything has to mean or be perfect and how it's articulated. It's more of just moving it out of your body, because it's energy that's just building up and boiling in you, and it feels stressful, and it's stressful up here. There's so much chatter. If I were to see, like, you know, it's just clouds of energy. It's kind of what I'm seeing, and it feels heavy. It feels like you know, it's like a sinus pressure, a headache, something that's going on that it's affecting you physically, whether it's how you're sleeping or not sleeping, how you're able to sit still and be present. And if you're not able to be present, it's starting to show. So I hope you have a good one. All right, much love.